Good. We'll take questions right away. Go ahead.
Tell us about Kaminsky. Has he been playing well in practice lately, or has he got a big game today?
Well, it took the Ohio State game for him to just get back on the court. He was kind of lost at the Ohio State game because you come off that kind of injury, you're worried about getting hit. You know, he was cleared to play, you're still thinking about it. First time wearing goggles. So then I had to get on him in practice because at the end of practice he was shooting free throws and he had his goggles off. And I said, you're going to shoot with him in the game. If you are, then you got to shoot here in practice. So he got his goggles on. So I think he got pretty used to them. I think he got pretty used to the goggles. We needed those.
Well, I'm happy with the movement away from the ball and the cuts, especially.
At times, we were doing okay. You can always get more. I'm not going to get carried away with myself.
Did you get the ball inside as much?
Oh, man, we had so many opportunities inside, especially in that first half. And we still came away with some, but second half, we had a couple where two red jerseys were fighting over the ball. I like that, though. I'd rather have two than none.
Were you surprised not to see Paul in the lineup at the start of the game?
I'm never surprised. 41st year of coaching, throw whatever you want at us. I'll never be surprised.
Well, was Russ more hunting a shot more than he had in the past? Or was it just the flow of what happened?
I think it was the throw. I think it was read and react. He got himself into some scoring opportunities. And the ball still has to go through the net. Even if you're open, you still got to make it.
What was it like shooting that many free throws after shooting so little against Ohio State?
So little, like how many? Tell them in case they don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, we go from 0. Does that say 42? I have my reading glasses on. Well, they were playing from behind. They're going to foul. They did it the right way. John wasn't born yesterday. They were trying to exchange some free throws, missed free throws for some buckets at their end. They cut into the lead. Thank goodness it was 40 minutes. But yeah, I thought we made ourselves available in the post maybe a little better. But a lot of those fouls weren't in the post.
Coach, can you talk about how you got the officials to review the shot clock violation? Where did you say control?
Well, what happened was there was a travel. So we get the ball, and I can't believe that we didn't notice it sooner. But all of a sudden, one of our guys yells, 8. And I'm thinking, 8? And I look up on the shot clock, and there was 8 seconds. So we shot fake, we drove, pump faked again, made a pass, and the ball was not out of his hands. And we're thinking, there's no way. There had to be more time. So we said, excuse us, but I think you ought to review that. And they did. You trying to say that? I didn't say it that way. I asked them kindly.
Well, this was a small stretch, but there was a point when you had Showalter at point guard for 3 consecutive offensive possessions. He scored all 3 times. I think he took him out right after that. I forget if it was for defense or what. But
He turned it over.
he turned it over. Was that key getting baskets all 3 of those times when you got your 2 point guards?
And the fouls on him,
Yeah.
the other 2, yeah. But he's got a uniform on. He's got sneakers. You should play, you know, when you're on the court, you play. We expect that from her, just like every other coach.
Road ones are so hard to come by. Talk about the importance of coming in here and getting one first.
Well, I've seen Illinois play every game. And people have watched us play every game. And they've seen us where we couldn't hit the ball side of the park. And then they see us maybe hit some hits. But yet, then I'm looking at Minnesota, Iowa. I mean, you go right through the league and look at the droughts that some of our teams have had in this league, you have to give credit to the defense in the Big Ten. It's time that people do that. People watch announce a Big East game, and it's 49-46 with a minute to go, and it's a great defensive battle. Well, wait a second. When we were in one of those, it was termed a little bit differently. So I just think it's hard. And the reason there was some points scored this time was because of how many stoppages of play we had and the free throws, and that they get more possessions, and so you end up getting a higher score.
How was it termed?
Pardon me?
How was it termed when you were in one of those? You said when we had one of those, it was termed differently.
People just tell me they say different things. So I don't read and I don't listen. I know what I call it. Trying to play fundamental basketball. Trying to be on the left-hand side. That's what I call it.
How important is it in that light to get one like this on the road?
Oh, any win in the Big Ten on the road. Other conferences will tell you the same thing. But the way this league is going now, you look at the ranked teams that we played. I still consider Illinois a ranked team because they were ranked. And they beat a lot of good people. But people in the Big Ten moving in and out of the top 25 or moving out of the top 10 or moving out of the top 15, that's going to happen a lot more the second half. It's going to keep happening. I think.
Anything else for Coach Ryan?
Is there any score yet?
30 minutes.
No, it's been the Big Ten and the basketball game.
Iowa beat
I'm
Minnesota.
talking about Super Bowl.
No Eagles? No Eagles?
You ruined it for me. You gotta remind me, the Eagles aren't playing.
Wisconsin players will be available
It's too
outside.
much of Thursday night. Again, I just said that on the radio, meaning from the standpoint, the games were eerily similar, other than the fact that we didn't shoot the ball as well in the first half this afternoon as we did in the first half on Thursday. But we shot 54% from the field the second half. We turned the ball over 9 times, which is excellent. I thought we had a stretch there in the second half where we went too much hero ball. When I called the timeout, that led to them kind of getting away from us a little bit. But other than that, I thought our offense was pretty good. We missed some layups. We executed out of timeouts. We missed a dunk when it was 35-30. So, we can do some better things at that end. And we got to make a few more of those plays. But all in all, the end that I'm focused on right now is the defensive end. We gave up 88% in the second half on Thursday night. Tonight we gave up 56% in the second half. We put them on the line 32 times on Thursday night, only fouling intentionally to stop the clock once. Tonight, 31 times. I realize that we fouled them intentionally to stop the clock more this afternoon. However, I believe they were in the double bonus with 8 minutes to go. And unfortunately, right now, I think our answer at times to playing hard or when we get behind is to foul and be undisciplined. I didn't think our defense from an execution standpoint was very good in the second half. I didn't think we recognized when we needed to front, we were fronting, we had no backside help. I didn't think our screen defense was very good. I thought we ran into screens. We've got to trust one another more out there. The guys have got to trust the system more, and they got to trust one another more defensively. Can't be on 5 different islands defensively. It's a team game, and it's a team game as much on the defensive end as it is on the offensive end. The one thing I would say about following this league over the years and being in it previously, if you don't guard, you're going to be very ineffective. You have to defend in this league. We have not done that very well the last couple of games. I feel like we've got a lot of holes in our defense right now that we've got to try to patch. Disappointing thing was Thursday night it was ball screens in the second half. Tonight it was screens off the ball. So at some point, we've been doing this since October the 12th. At some point, we've got to execute the simple things that we ask our guys to do on a more consistent basis, and that allows us to be better defensively. But to do that, you have to trust the system, and you have to trust one another at a really high level.
We'll take questions from Joe and Nana, and then we'll get back to Coach.
Joe, what was different in the first half as opposed to the second half? Why couldn't you get in the lane so easily in the first half?
I just don't think we're attacking the lane as much in the first half as we were the second half.
think it's just something about how they drive the ball screens that just let us get in the lane second half that we kind of got us back in the game a little bit, but a little too late. But what really hurt us, like Coach said, was defensive end. Something we're really working on.
Joe, where do you see the breakdowns on defense? Is it not following the game plan? Is it just execution? Or where is the breakdown on defense?
Like Coach said, be down the post a little bit. When our guards guard the post, the help side, helping out smaller guards, throwing it over the head. We just didn't see the ball, and we got a couple easy layups that hurt us late in the game.
Man, how can you guys improve it? Is it communication, or what is it right now? Is it just grasping the defensive system?
You just gotta play harder. I think that's the main thing. You just gotta go back to practice. Keep practicing the same things, and at the end of the day, it's kind of like Coach Weston saying that since the beginning of the year. It's a mentality. At some point, you can't let it be acceptable for them to score like the way they did. And the way Wisconsin plays, they limit to you so many offenses or just possessions overall that they were more efficient than we were, and we let some easy things go. So we just didn't make too many mistakes on the defensive end. So it's hard to say we played hard, but you can play harder. I think at the end of the day, you just gotta play hard. We gotta talk, and you gotta get it done.
What's the locker room like right now?
We're fine. We've known each other for a long time, so it's just a matter of getting back on the court, keep on practicing, getting things done, and it's like I said, it's mentality. You can't put our heads down. It's tough, but at the end of the day, we just gotta know that we just gotta keep on looking forward to the next game. And because once your mentality starts going down, and it starts getting to the point, start putting your head down, that's when things really go south. So at the end of the day, we just gotta put our heads up and look forward to the next game.
Then what kind of message does it send to you guys when Brandon doesn't start?
Nothing really. It's not. Coach Rose puts the guys out there, that thinks will help the team win. And Brandon's a great player, and he came in and he did some great stuff. It just means we're accountable for all our actions at the end of the day. Coach Rose holds us accountable for everything we do, on and off the court. So, it just a sense of responsibility as a team. So that's the kind of message that was sent.
Joe, when did you find out you were going to start?
Just today, Coach said after last game, we're going to have 30-time practice, and whoever plays the best is just going to start the next game. And we had really good practice with everybody playing hard. I don't think it really matters who starts anyway. We have a lot of guys that can start the game. We have a lot of people that can definitely start. We've changed some lineups to see which one's working well, and I think different lineups work for different games. So Brandon's he's a real good player. He's going to be fine, and I think the team really we're going to step up. We'll be fine.
Do you feel even more comfortable in that role, though, having a little more responsibility, maybe on you, to be a little more effective as a starter?
I think it's really just the same. Either coming off the bench or I'm used to coming off the bench, but I think it's the same starting or coming off the bench. It's the same game. It's just coming in at a different time. And as long as you play hard, everybody's going to come in. When you play hard, you're going to get tired. We got a very deep bench, so people just keep coming in, doing the hardest on the court. I don't think it's really any different.
Anything else for the players? Okay. Then go on. We'll continue with questions for Coach.
You talked about that trust not being there. Why do you think that hasn't developed more at this point?
I don't know. It should be here at this point, Shannon, to be honest with you. We've been doing the same thing since October the 12th. That's the disappointing part. The trust of the system. And I'll be honest with you, they got to trust one another more. They got to trust one another more, that they're going to be there for one another defensively, and they're going to communicate, and they're going to talk, and we have a system on defense, and I'll be honest with you, we're not a team that changes that system a whole lot from game to game. So the same thing that they've been being told since October the 12th is the same thing in February and January. So that's the frustrating part, you know, for me, and I'm sure for them as well. You know, we've got to have carryover. You know, they've said that, they know that. We got to do it. You know, we've got to execute it. We've got to quit talking about it. We've got to do it. And that's the bottom line on the deal.
Were you guys doing those things early in the season?
I think we were doing a little bit better, Marcus. But I think we're doing some things better now as well, to be honest with you. You know, you'd say, what's the difference? I'd say making 10 or more threes in 8 of your first 10 games might have a little bit to do with it.
Can you elaborate a little bit?
You know, margin for error gets larger. Margin for error gets smaller when you go 2 for 13. It's small. Yeah, it gets smaller for sure. But again, we shot 54% in the second half. There's not a lot of teams, by the way, because they're so good defensively. I know they're number 1 in our league. They're top 10 nationally defensively in terms of efficiency in the country. So I don't know how many teams have shot 54% or better against Wisconsin in the second half this year in Big Ten play or games period. My guess is not very many. So once again, I mean, sure, I wish we'd have made the layup on the inbound play or the dunk, or imagine if we'd have made those, it'd probably been closer to 60%. So we had about 3 or 4 layups, we had a dunk. But, you know, that is what it is. You know, I thought our quality of shot was pretty good, except for that stretch here where we had 3 in a row that I thought were bad, so I called timeout. And I thought we got to settle back down offensively at that point, but it's not about the offense right now, it's about the defense. You know, we can't give up 56% in the second half and foul like we're fouling right now. The answer's not to foul.
Brandon had such a sensational start to this season. Where is he at right now?
You have to ask him, or me. Yeah.
How about for you? Not, you know, is he not getting it done for you defensively?
Well,
what was
the other night on Thursday night, I thought he was really good offensively. I don't know what I know his stats show for me, but I think he shot 50% or higher and made some good plays. I think, you know, we had a couple turnovers there that were live ball turnovers that led to their run. They ran a 14-0 run that I'm sure he'd like to have back. But it's more about the defensive side right now.
Right.
And that was the bottom line. We got back Thursday night, we evaluated it defensively, we evaluated Friday's practice defensively, Saturday defensively, and we said we got to make a statement that it's not okay to have the type of defensive efficiency that we've had in league play, and we're going to play the guys that grade out the highest defensively, and everyone's held accountable, like Dana said, the entire locker room. So that, you know, we'll see. We'll grade it out again tonight. We certainly had a lot of breakdowns in the second half. I thought we were better in the first half than we were in the second half. But we'll take a look at it. And at this point, the one thing I do know is if we keep giving up 88% and 56% from the field in the second half and let the team shoot 30-plus free throws a half, we're going to be in trouble. So we've got it. The defensive end has got to get better.
John, in that first game, Bergman got them off to a good start. Bergman didn't do much today because of foul trouble. Did you guys expect much from Kaminsky at all? He hadn't done much.
Well, I know he's capable, you know. Again, not to take anything away from him, but we had a scheme in place that I didn't think we executed very well. We had our point guard on some switches on him. We didn't get backside help. So that, you know, they took advantage of it. Good job by him, good job by them. Good job. You know, but I can tell you that we, in early January, we switched some things against Ohio State too, and I didn't see them lobbing it over our head time and time again. You know, we should know what we're doing on that. We've got to execute better. It's not like a first. We've had plenty of reps. We got to execute that better.
Can you elaborate a little bit on hero ball? On hero ball, you said you guys played hero ball for a stretch there.
Well, I thought we took bad shots. The guys tried to make a 10-point shot. You know, they're on a run. I think Hitt took one, Joe took one, DJ took one in that stretch that just were too rushed, too challenged, too quick. I didn't think those were great shots. They knew that. I thought we got settled back down after that and got better shots.
Could you say defense is a lot of pride and heart? Is there enough of that to play this?
You know, I'll watch the film, John. Like I thought Thursday night that we played really hard. Played really hard. we just didn't execute very well, in particular ball screen defense. Today, I'll have to watch the film. I thought we came out with a lot of energy. Thought we really defended well early. Neither team was making shots. And it was ugly early, but, you know, in terms of the breadth of that over the course of 40 minutes, you know, I'll have to watch the film.
Do you think not starting had an effect on Brandon offensively?
I don't know, you'd have to ask him, Shannon.
Anything else, Coach?
Thanks.